Buckle up, guys. Today, we are going to witness a confrontation that sets the tone for everything that follows. An officer orders the cameraman to stop recording, expecting instant compliance, but instead, she's met with calm defiance. The filmer stands firm and lays out his purpose. He's investigating serious misconduct allegations involving multiple police stations. He isn't here for conflict, he's here for answers. No shouting, no panic, just firm conviction. This isn't rebellion, it's accountability. The question he leaves hanging is powerful. Should those in uniform ever be allowed to abuse their position of trust? That's not just aimed at the officers in front of him, it's aimed at all of us watching.
Why can I not? Well, no, I'm doing a perfectly lawful activity.
Yeah.
Okay, I've told you exactly why I'm here.
Yeah, but do you understand why this looks...
Well, yeah, if you didn't stop me, you wouldn't be doing your job, and I understand that.
Yeah.
Okay, but then what you've also then got to remember, I have the legal right to do exactly what I'm doing.
Okay.
And that is what I'm doing.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, and that is exactly what I'm doing. Okay, so when you actually look at it as a whole, I'm doing a completely lawful activity. I've been here for a while. I've spoken to several officers already. Okay, I've had nice interactions.
Yeah.
I've had only one aggressive officer.
Right.
Okay, that I will be putting a complaint in about.
Okay.
But the majority of the officers have been really pleasant and really lovely.
Yeah.
And it's like, even when I was over at Kingston upon Thames, the welcome that I got from Kingston upon Thames was absolutely incredible.
Yeah.
Okay, and exactly the way that it is, if I had to score them, they would have got 100 out of 100, there's no doubt about it. And then even when I was over at Twickenham, I actually spoke to an inspector over at Twickenham.
Right.
And this is the thing. And then when you look at your colleague that just came over with you, telling me to stop filming, I don't have to stop filming. Okay, now you've been lovely and pleasant to talk to, and I do appreciate your time, and I do appreciate that you did stop me. Because as I said, if you didn't stop me, you wouldn't be doing your job.
Yeah.
Okay, and I understand that. And that's why I welcome any engagement with any officer, and that is what it's about, is being able to talk.
Yeah.
Because if we don't talk, that's where the divide is.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay? But you...
From this point, the exchange turns into a clash between perception and principle. The officer suggests filming near a station looks suspicious, but the filmer dismantles that concern with logic. He reminds them that their duty is to question, and his duty as a citizen is to observe. With surprising respect, he praises good officers while defending the rights that protect them both. This isn't an argument, it's a negotiation between authority and liberty. He isn't raging, he's educating. He makes it clear that policing isn't just about enforcing law, it's about appearing lawful. And in that moment, he demonstrates that real accountability doesn't need aggression, just persistence and clarity.
Would you mind identifying yourself, please?
Yeah, what's your name?
I would decline on that.
Yeah, I'm just going to scan that as well then.
No, under your policy, you have three forms of identification, okay, and you have to identify yourself if a member of the public asks, whether or not that's your collar number, your actual warrant card, okay, and you're not in uniform either.
No.
Okay, so that's why I'm asking you just to actually fully identify yourself, even if it is only your collar number.
Yeah.
When your colleague came along, she showed me a warrant card.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm just asking you to identify yourself.
That's
fine.
That's 2048.
No worries, thank you very much.
Now we see a quieter but sharper test of integrity.
What's your name?
The cameraman politely requests
decline on
identification, citing police policy that officers must disclose at least one form of ID when approached by the public. The plainclothes officer hesitates, declining without explanation.
Okay.
It's not a hostile refusal, but it raises an uncomfortable contrast.
So that's why I'm asking
if
you
officers
just to
can question the public freely, shouldn't the public be allowed to question them? The filmer doesn't press aggressively, he simply leaves the expectation hanging.
Okay. So
it's a subtle but powerful reversal of roles.
That's fine.
Transparency shouldn't be optional, especially for those who enforce it.
Okay. You can see, literally, the officer that came up and gave me all the aggression, literally, and just decided, literally, to turn her back and be very, very rude. The other officer, the one that's in the actual white and black trousers, been really nice to talk to, really pleasant. The other one was very, very quite arrogant and very rude. And that's the problem. And that's why when you look at it as a whole, it's not right in the way that things are done. So, and that's why we do exactly all what we can do, okay, and why we do it, okay, is literally, it's about literally engaging with the actual public, and that isn't what's being done, and that's why we do what we do, and that's why it's literally, it's about doing what we do, okay, and making ourselves literally very, very open with what we do. She came along, I told her exactly why I was here, and she decided to get very, very funny. So, and this is why I would do exactly what I'm doing. I have every legal right to be here. And if they don't like what I'm doing here, then it's just too bad. So, and that is the actual problem. Been here for well over an hour, had some really nice interaction, some really arrogant interaction, and some really aggressive, putting your hand in your face aggression. And that's the thing. So when you actually look as a whole, and when you look at what's being done, okay, this is why we do what we do, and how we do it, and why we do it. And this is the thing. So when you look, okay, literally, people have to remember that I have the legal right in which to be here. I've committed no crime, okay, I've broken no law. So why she decides to actually come out and give me this outright full aggression, I do not know. And that is the actual big thing, okay, and that is why when you actually look as a whole, okay, and what's actually going on, okay, that is why we do what we do, okay, and how we do it and why we do it. So
Here, the filmmaker steps back from confrontation and delivers something deeper: reflection. He calmly recounts his interactions, some officers polite, some dismissive, one openly aggressive. Instead of raging about it, he breaks it down like evidence. He reminds viewers, and perhaps officers watching, that lawful filming isn't harassment. It's participation in democracy. He stresses that his goal isn't to expose individuals, but to expose behavior, good or bad. He wants people to see the difference between authority that listens and authority that shuts down dialogue. This isn't a rant, it's a report. And by speaking directly to the public, he turns the camera into a mirror society can't ignore.
sorry sir, who are you?
Police officer.
Yep.
PC Couture's. How can I help? What's going on?
I don't need any help, sir.
Okay, why are you filming those two ladies?
No, they approached me, sir.
Okay, what
They
did say?
came to me, sir. So let's verify that. They came to me, sir.
Yeah, okay, what did they say?
Okay? Well, telling me that I shouldn't be here, okay?
Okay.
I have every legal right to be here. I've spoken to several other officers here,
Okay,
right? I'm here doing an actual documentary, okay?
Right.
On this police station and two other police stations where they
Yeah.
put a unit together,
okay.
okay? And 5 of those officers committed sexual offences and were suspended for a total of 18 months.
Okay. Do you have any documentation to prove that you are allowed to...
Well, I'm in public, sir. I'm in public.
Okay.
I'm doing a perfectly lawful activity.
Well-
I'm in public and I'm allowed to film whatever I can see
Okay.
in public.
Okay.
And that is exactly what I'm doing, sir.
So you said that you're carrying out a documentary, is that right?
Yes, for myself.
Okay. For yourself?
Yes.
Okay, it was just understanding whether it was for the media or...
No, for myself, sir.
Okay, so what's your involvement in all of this? If these officers...
Well, I'm a member of the public, sir.
All right. But what's
I'm a
your
member-
involvement in terms of... the
No, I'm a
investigation?
member of the public, okay? And I've come here, okay,
Yeah.
to actually find out whether or not any serving officer, okay, as a human being, believes that it's right for somebody in that position,
Right.
okay, to commit a crime such as that,
Okay.
right, and think that it's actually acceptable just purely because they're a serving officer that they only get an 18-month suspension from work.
All
That's
right.
not right. As a human being,
don't
it's not
think-
right.
I don't think any of us can comment because we weren't there. So unless we were part of the court procedure, we have no business in giving an opinion.
Okay,
where
right. You
we
take
don't
this
have
lady here. You take this lady here, okay, that was nearest to me.
All right.
Okay? When I was actually standing there on the corner, she came out, very aggressive, okay, literally put her hand up literally
Okay.
to my face, okay,
Okay.
telling me that I cannot film. I have the legal right in which to film.
Okay.
I'm in public and I'm allowed to film.
The issue here is this is a sensitive location.
What do you mean by sensitive? Like,
A new officer arrives, calmer and measured, calling the station a sensitive location. It's the classic institutional defense, understandable, but vague. The cameraman responds with law instead of attitude. He references national guidance, allowing public filming, and explains he's not here to shame. He's here to rebuild trust. He speaks not as an activist, but as a mediator. The officer listens. No shouting, no escalation, just acknowledgement. The air shifts from tension to understanding. It's proof that accountability doesn't have to be confrontational when both sides stay human. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you in the next video.